right, there's one other thing I want to get from you guys this morning. And Jalen, The Last Dance, of course, is something that we've been watching here, and it reveals a very interesting side of Michael Jordan's sometimes contentious relationship with his teammates. Charles Barkley was a guest on the Dan Le Batard Show yesterday and said Jordan used selective prosecution. Listen to this.
You notice he has selective prosecution over there, right? He knows who to pick on.
Right.
No. Listen, Michael's awesome, but let me tell you something. There's certain guys you can't treat like that. Like, you have to know what guys you can treat badly, and they're going to accept it. You're screaming at guys all the time, punching guys. Come on, man. There's certain guys that'll whoop the hell out of you if you try doing that. So he has selective prosecution. I mean, Scott Burrell and Steve Kerr. I mean, come on, man.
Jalen, what do you think? Did Michael exercise selective prosecution?
You know how much we love Chuck, and I got to get him on the phone. He'll probably text me after this. Here's the thing. Yep. If you watching The Last Dance, you know Michael Jordan was an equal opportunity employer. It didn't matter if you were management. It didn't matter if you were on the coaching staff. It didn't matter what teammate it was. If you really look at the Bulls' early championships in particular, you could have taken the other 13 players besides Scottie Pippen and named them and got the exact same response and the exact same laughs. You know why? Because they weren't stars. They weren't champions yet. Phil wasn't an established coach yet. So he had to uplift an entire culture in order to do that from the top down. And I don't believe in that case he took it light on somebody just because they sat at the end of the bench.
Stephen A.?
Well, first of all, Jalen is absolutely right. And obviously, I've spoken to Michael Jordan over the last several weeks on a plethora of issues involving this docuseries, and this is one of them. Charles Barkley knows better, and we all love Charles. We love him to death. He's like a brother to all of us. But Charles Barkley knows for a fact that's not true because MJ didn't hesitate to call out Charles Barkley to his face privately, not publicly. But Charles knows that. Also knows Steve Kerr wasn't the only one that received Michael Jordan's wrath. Will Purdue was hit by Michael Jordan as well because Michael Jordan didn't like the fact that he was setting picks hard in practice, but in games against the Knicks and others, he wasn't doing the same thing. When Dennis Rodman was with Carmen Electra in the hotel room when he went on vacation, who was knocking at the door to come and get Dennis Rodman himself? When Scottie Pippen needed to be brought along and challenged, who was in his face challenging him? Michael Jordan was equal opportunity. Oh, by the way, the same thing in the media. He's cussed me out. He's gotten in my face. He's gotten in other people's face. Ask Mike Wilbon about how he's approached Mike Wilbon from time to time. God rest his soul. We can't ask Kobe for obvious reasons, but Kobe and him have argued. Michael Jordan didn't hold back from anybody. He considered it challenging. He didn't consider it bullying or anything like that. He would challenge anybody whose agenda and objective did not match his own, and he was completely indiscriminate with that, and Charles Barkley knows that.
20 minutes.